Hello, welcome to my channel. Today this is the King's Tutor. First time of joining us, ensure you like, comment, share, and subscribe to our channel. Now, I want to say a question on bank reconciliation that has to do with overdraft. Now, we have done several videos from the scratch on bank reconciliation statement. Check in the playlist, okay? And also check in the description. Follow and watch those videos from the scratch. Now, let's see the question. Now, the question said the bank column of Mr. Stevens' cash book for the month of April 20X1 is presented below. You are required to A, write up the cash book to date to take necessary items into account, and then B, draw up a bank reconciliation statement as at April 30, 20X1. So they're asking us to write up the cash book to what? To date. Okay? So now we're going to see the cash book bank column only. You can see that the debit side OB 380 Chibike 100 Chinonso 140 Chimeze 80, then the balance carried on 1604. Then we have at the credit side um April 1st, bank balance Bradford 1270, okay, 370, Jim 270, Andy 260, and Bob 135. Okay, so everything sum up to be 2305, and the balance brought down is 1605. The bank statement we have April 1st, balance Bradford 1270, um April 3rd OB 380, okay, 370, Chinonso 140, and the 260, Z Club monthly subscription 300, rent 400, bank charges 50. Okay, so that is the question. So we're just asked to update the cash book. That means to write an adjusted cash book and write up what the bank reconciliation statement. So we have seen, let's start. Mr. Steven. So let's have the adjusted cash book. Okay. So now the adjusted cash book. Now, in a situation like this where we are given the cash book and the bank statement, so we have to detect no sort item. Now, on a normal, those items are the debit side of the cash book is supposed to appear at the credit side of the bank statement, while the items at the credit side of the cash book is supposed to also appear at the debit side of the bank statement. But most times they don't appear like that. Okay, so we're gonna check and tick. Go to the cash book, check those items that appears on the debit side of the cash book as against the item on the credit side of the bank statement. If you tick it, then those items in the cash book debit side that is not in the credit side of the bank statement, we call that uncredited check. Okay, why in the credit side of the cash book you do the same thing, tick those items at the credit side of the cash book as against the debit side of the bank statement. If there are items at the credit side of the cash book that do not appear on the debit side of the bank statement, we'll call that unpresented check. Okay, so also you go to the bank statement, items on the debit side of the bank statement, not on the credit side of the cash book. Now, those items might be the charges from the bank charges, commission, and all that. While items at the credit side of the bank statement, not at the debit side of the cash book, might be credit transfer, dividend. Okay, so what do you do? Now let's prepare the adjusted cash book. Now, if you check in the question there, the balance at the cash book is a credit balance. That's an overdraft. It has a different format on its own. So we're going to start. So it becomes balance brought forward um, 1605. 1605. That's overdraft. Now, if we check there, now let's check. If you see the the bank statement, items at the debit that are not on the credit side of the cash book. Those items are Z Club monthly subscription. So we're going to put it Z Club subscription. Z Club subscription, which is 300. Now another one there is bank charges. Okay, so we have bank charges. Bank charges is how much? 50. Okay, so I think that's just the two items. Okay is there 370, Andy is there 260. So the next one is the credit side. You check items at the credit side of the bank statement. not on the debit side. 380 Obi is there, 380. 140 Chinonso is there at the debit side also. Then rent, 400 is not there. Okay, so we're gonna put rent here as 400. So note other item. So the next thing we have to do is to add up. So 1605 plus 300 plus 50 will give us 1950. Okay, 1955. Sorry, 1955. So we have a balance carried down. So 1955 minus 400 from our calculator will give us 1555. So that this will become 1955. So we now have balance brought down as 1555. Okay, so that's the adjusted cash book. So we'll now prepare the bank reconciliation statement. Okay, as at 30th April 20x1. Okay, so now we start. Now this a credit balance, so it becomes overdraft as per adjusted cash book. Overdraft 1555. Overdraft as per adjusted cash book. So we're going to add now. Normally, if we're starting with the cash book, we're supposed to add unpresented check. But when it is overdraft, the reverse becomes the case. I've done a video on that. Okay. So instead of adding unpresented check, what we'll add here is uncredited checks. Uncredited checks. I said uncredited checks are those checks at the debit side of the cash book, but not in the credit side of the bank statement. So let's check those items after we have ticked them. The two items at the debit side of the cash book, not at the credit side of the bank statement, is Chibike and Chimeze. So it will be Chibike, which is 100, and Chimeze, which is 80. Okay, so and that gives us 180. So 155 plus 180 will give us 1735. 1735. So we'll now less unpresented check. Unpresented check. Unpresented check, like I said, are those items at the credit side of the cash book, not in the debit side of the bank statement. So we'll now have it's just two items there, Jim and Bob. So Jim is 270, while Bob is 135. So 270 plus 135 will give us 405. So 1735 minus 405 will give us 1330. So 1330 becomes overdraft as per bank statement. So whenever you solve this, there's a technique to know even if you're correct, even at the examination hall. Just check the bank statement that was given. Now, if you check down there, you'll see that 1330 in the bank statement is overdraft that was given, and that's how it got here. So this is the solution to that question. Thank you for watching. Ensure you like, comment, share, and subscribe to our channel. Thank you very much.